Good morning, everyone. Hello. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good weekend. Let's see. Let me turn my volume down. Okay, so let's see what's going on this morning, guys. All right. MNTS. That's a little bit high for me. I think I want to stick below $10 today. And that's trading above 10. Let's see, what about QTEX? Is that above 10? Nope. All right, let's see. Let's see, I don't see any news. I think I traded this last week, QTEX. It is hard to borrow. I think I traded this last week. How are you all doing this morning? Did you have a good weekend? Good morning, Wayne. I'm feeling like an early bird today. I actually got enough sleep, but I'm exhausted. Okay. Had a good weekend, though. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Let's see. So I'm just looking at QTEX popping up. This must be new. This must be brand new. Specialty medical device company. I don't see news. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay, I don't see specific news. Let's see. Did you guys all have a good weekend? I think it's good to take a break sometimes. But yesterday I learned how to do back testing, which is something that, I keep hearing about. God, allergies are killing me today. And I learned that I can, on Thinkorswim, I can replay any stock on any day and practice trading it. I haven't done it yet. I learned how to look at it on Thinkorswim. So, all right, so it is breaking out. I do see like bigger orders on the ask. $20,000 shares, 16,000 shares. So we've had a first pullback. Yeah, so this must be Brand new, right? So I missed this pullback, but that would have been a nice run up. Sink or sink or swim. Did I say that? So yes, I did learn though that on I'd like to start trying some back testing, and I learned that I can do that on Thinkorswim, not Sinkerswim. Maybe I did. I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. I got lots of sleep last night. Okay, MYAT. Let's see what's going on there. Oh, okay. It's an interesting. I don't see news, but it's hard to borrow. Oh, yeah, new platform. It's a new one. It's called Sinkerswim. That doesn't sound good for trading, though. Good luck, everybody. Sink or swim. No, on Thinkorswim, sorry, I'm really tired. You can click this on demand button here, and then you can select any day and time in stock, and it will allow you to go back and try trading it. I haven't done that yet. I have to try that. So this is brand new, and I don't see news. That looks like an ABCD pattern, but that looks too choppy. I'm going to be kind of cautious today. Let's see. YMAT. YMAT. I hope you all had a good weekend. I see a lot of people jumping on. I'm sure everyone's excited to trade today. It's like, um, I don't think there's any major economic events happening today. Let's see. Nothing crazy. It says things should be trading higher today. Let's see. HP is up over 15%. Okay. Let's take a look. I'm curious about that. HPQ. Oh, here we go. Well, that looks really choppy. It's up, but there's not a lot of volume going on. Okay. Tesla's supposed to be up today. Okay. What do you guys think about the SpaceX IPO coming up? That's crazy, right? Did anyone see Ross's video on the SpaceX IPO? That was very informative. Very, very informative. And he kind of talked about what made it unique. There's a lot of activity on here, but I'm seeing big orders. I saw one for 34,000, pop 38,000, 33,000. I was looking at this potentially earlier, but I'm going to take that off. QTEX. There's a lot of activity on this, but oops, my number of shares was too high. So YMAT is making a new high of day. So there's a window here to $2.30. So I would expect potential resistance there, but a lot of topping tails, huh? Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that there's just too much new stuff. I don't know. I don't trust it. I know I sound like an old person. I don't trust those new issues, but I do. It just seems to, you don't know. There's no history. I can't look at the daily chart. There's nothing going on, like this gives me zero information about what could happen with the stock. And so yeah, a little too risky. Maybe YMAT. This looks like it's kind of got potential here. Doesn't have any news. It's just kind of running up for no reason. Okay, it looks like a potential pullback here. Got a high a day. I'll see how far it pulls back. to the top of the low candle, potentially. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Stop at 135. You're in there at 145. Okay, cool. I'm looking for more of a pullback, but nice. Nice. There we go. This might be the top of the low candle now. Oh, I hope you don't get stopped out, Wayne. Move drawing. Oh, did you get stopped out? Oh, I hope not. Ah, yuck. Oh, yeah, I got stopped out myself. I was thinking it was a breakout, but false breakout. False breakout. So that was a bull flag pullback attempt and false breakout. This must be the real breakout. I guess not. A lot of topping tails. Wow, a lot of topping tails. Okay, so that one, I kind of got a quick scalping trade on that. That was a messy. I thought that was the real breakout. Of course, I reduced my shares because I had a red trade on the first one. Better entry. It was was it 120 as it popped above VWAP? Oh, way down here. Yeah. I think this would have been the perfect entry. Definitely. This is the perfect entry down here, but I thought, okay, second pullback maybe. So that was a small green trade. I'm going to go back to 100. But that one I got in late, of course, got in late. And I don't know, just too many topping tails for me. Yeah, this first pullback here, this first pullback would have been great. Like Ross Cameron always says, like the first and second pullback are the strongest. So I thought, hey, maybe we're still safe on the second pullback. But now it's kind of slowing down on its ascent, right? Like if I look at, yeah, but I missed that first pullback. I didn't get in on it. And so I guess you could say this is kind of like a flat top, potential flat top breakout here, high of day breakout. Potentially. Good morning, OV. Hey, how are you? We're just fighting the good fight today. I'm not crying. My eyes are just watering from, I don't know. These allergies are killing me this year, but I just don't like the allergy medications because it makes me feel foggy, and I don't like that for trading. So I don't, like to get in, to take the allergy meds. I don't like the way they make me feel. So I'm considering if it pops up tries to make a high of day breakout, I might get in again. But otherwise, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, Tesla is definitely up today. So I might consider TSLL. Let's take a look. Tesla's a little pricey for me. I wouldn't be able to trade much of it, but Yeah, my allergies are killing me. It's like, but I don't want to take allergy medication. It just makes me feel too foggy. I feel foggy with the allergies, but I feel worse with the allergy meds. It's supposed to get to like 81 here in Boston, so today. The weather's been crazy too. All right. So, um let's see. I'm curious if YMAT will pop back up and go for high of day. I mean, now it's kind of, let's see. I tried to get in on this second pullback, but and breakout, but it just didn't really. No, it could just end up bouncing off support here. That's what I'm wondering if it's just going to bounce off support and kind of trade in this channel here. You know? Nope. Oh, it didn't catch it. All right. I thought this was like a bounce back up, but all right, I got to reduce my share size again. So, well, I gave it a good try. Bounce off support, and it rejected. And when it went through that level, I got out. So I'm really trying this week to look at the charts and kind of trade off of support levels, resistance levels, trend lines, and just really get a feel for it and see what I'm seeing. So here, my rationale was, oh, I thought it was going to start bouncing back up off of this level, maybe make a break for high of day. But when it broke this level of support, I was like, I'm out. You fly back to Canada. Oh, yeah. That's my daughter's dream, to like live in like Iceland or Canada or someplace cold in the summer. Colder. than where we are in the summer. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not using VWAP right now. I'm trying to I took all the indicators off so that I could really look at the chart. I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll put some indicators back on, probably. But at this point, I'm really trying to focus on price levels, trend lines, and just really get a feel for that. And I'm not doing timeouts. I'm just reducing my share size or scaling up with green or red trades to kind of, that way if I have like a real bad morning, I can only do so much damage to myself. But yeah, so I'm really focusing on so if you guys follow me on Substack, I always chronicle my goal of the week, and I had really started to notice at the end of last week the support levels, resistant levels, trend lines. That was really kind of something that was hitting me hard. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm starting to see that." So this week I'm really focusing on that. And really trying to trade off of patterns and trends. But once it broke this level of support here, why isn't it showing my trades? Let's see. It says show trades. That's really weird. I have that checked. That's annoying. Huh. I don't know. It's not showing my trades, even though I have that checked, guys. Sorry. I don't know why it's not showing it. See? Let me uncheck it and check it again. Let's see if that helps. Apply. Very weird. That annoys me when these little glitches happen. All right. So, yeah, I'm just, this pullback, of course, would have been the best one, but I missed this bull flag pullback. So I was being patient. I'm like, I'm not going to chase it because, yeah, I just didn't want to chase it. I thought, okay, I'll try to get in on the second pullback. Yeah, why isn't it showing my trades? That's weird. Weird and annoying. Show trades, right? Here, apply, here, apply. Okay, yeah. I don't know why it's not showing them. Okay. Good morning, Dual Threat Gamble. Woohoo! Rodeo. Good morning, guys. Wanderlust Legit. Good morning. Let's see. Okay. You should use it. Well, yeah, but I'm not taking the indicators off so that I can fly blind. It's for an intentional purpose. It's not like out of stupidity. It's because I was relying too much on the indicators and not looking at the fundamentals. So I'm intentionally taking a step back from something that I know will be helpful because I'm looking more towards my long-term development. I felt like using the indicators was temporarily holding me back because I was just looking at that and not really looking at the price action, the trend lines, the level 2, the tape. I was just, it's kind of like I was skipping the basics, going right to the advanced thing. And I feel like that was making it really hard for me to progress. So, but yeah, eventually I'll probably put some of the indicators on. I'll have to decide which ones are the ones that really work for me. Based on my strategy that, I'm still working on that, but no, this is an intentional choice, not like a, I think I'm a genius. I don't need indicators. But it's just that I wasn't really looking at other things. I was looking at too many things, you know. For those of you who are really experienced, you know, you're probably, you can look at more information and distill what's relevant and what's not. But for someone like me who is still new, I need to look at the basics and say, okay, you know, like here was a bull flag pullback. Here was a possible pullback. It did hit the high, but you know. And then when it broke this level of support, that was a good time for me to get out, right? Which is also the bottom of the low candle of this pullback. So those are the things that I'm trying to focus on, which I think is better for my long-term trading skill. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like I'm not intentionally being obtuse. I'm trying to look at the my long-term game because I feel like I really am in this for the long term, you know. Yep, we get a double top here. I was kind of hoping here. I thought, all right, maybe it'll break out here and go head back up to the high, but it didn't. It rejected. And so yeah, I'm just really trying to focus on chart patterns, fundamentals, support line, levels of supports, levels of resistance. Like for example, okay, this is something that I'm noticing. Now, if I drew this channel here for this level of support, once it broke this level of support, I probably should have said, all right, the momentum trading is over. Now it's kind of trading the backside. Now I might be able to scalp a little bit on breakouts on the way back, on the way down. That's something I was looking at this weekend is on the way back down, you know, like here, 133 to 140. Could this have been a nice little scalp trade? You know? So I'm trying to really kind of lock in on that sort of thing. So now this level of support has become resistance, but is it possible if it starts to bounce up again to get scalp a little trade? Let's see. All right. So this is exactly the kind of thing that I wasn't noticing before. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Famous last words, right? Hindsight is we're all geniuses in hindsight. So, you know, these are the things that I wasn't really noticing before, that this level of support is now this level of resistance, right? I mean, I think this would have been an opportunity to potentially scalp a trade. So when it made this pullback, it really only went up like maybe a third of the way. What I was looking at over the weekend, well, yesterday, I did take Sunday off for the most part because I went to a barbecue. And, but yesterday I was doing some studying and I was looking at the trades. The tape action on here was too quick. Like if I had gotten in here, say 133, and I had scalped like say 3 cents a trade, you know, it had 1, 2, 3 candles. I think if I'm on the back side of the move, I think you have to be quick, right? It would be like a small trade, like a small quick trade. But it was moving up here, right? Buying on the tape, 126. Just saw a big flash of green. 127, big flash of green. 128 coming up. Let's see. $26. Up. All right, so it's breaking that level of support now. Yeah, this is the stuff I'm watching right now. Okay, so now it broke this level. 123. So now we're on this side of it. Oh. I see a lot of green on the tape. 25. Okay, so I scalped a little trade. So what I did there, that was kind of weird. What I did there was I entered thinking it would bounce up a little bit, but I just went for a quick scalp. So once I entered the trade, I actually put, oh, it kept going. Ah, I got out too quick. All right. And I was thinking, this is something I'm trying. I was thinking, what's 25% of this move? So I thought, oh, I'll give it like 2 or 3 cents. And so I set a stop so that when it ran through that level, it would just execute so that I wouldn't have to worry about the tape action being too quick, but I was ready to flatten the trade if it dropped below this level here, 121. All right, so I can scale back up. That was a green trade. So went up higher than I expected. Yeah, I'm trying these retrace. I was trying a I don't know what it's called. I'm calling it a retracement trade. But wow, look, it went up more than 50% of this level here. Okay. Well, that was a little green scalp. So yeah, I was researching over the weekend the retracement trades on the backside of the move and how it's kind of the flip side of the bull flag breakouts that I trade on the front side of the move. So on the front side of the move, like this one, right, Wayne, that we both missed. If we had gotten in here, this is the bull flag pullback. If we had gotten in here for the breakout, like the general rule is that if the pullback is more than 50% of the leg, the pole, then that's probably not a good breakout, right? On the opposite side, I was watching videos that if you have a retracement, it's not going to go past 50% a lot of the time. But most of the time, it'll go at least 25%. So that's a potential scalping strategy. Where so I was kind of interested in that because it's sort of like the flip side of what I'm doing on the long side. And I was like, oh, that I could trade both sides of the move. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at today. So for those of you who just joined, I hope you had a good weekend. And I am red today, but I'm following my plan. I am scaling up when I have a green trade and scaling down when I have a red trade instead of doing timeout so that I can keep trading and keep looking for opportunities, but also manage risk. This is something that you guys, my viewers, helped me come up with on Friday, which I really, really like. This is so much less anxiety producing because the timeouts at first were great because it was like keeping me feeling calm. But then after a while, it was like, all right, now I'm just anxious because I'm going to be out of trading for 30 minutes or whatever. So this way, even if I have a terrible day, I'm just going to be trading with one share and I can only do so much damage in one day. And I'm playing with support levels, resistance levels, trend lines, chart patterns. This is something that I'm really leaning hard into this week as far as my goal. So far I've had, I think I've had a red trade, a green trade, a red trade, and a green trade. But of course my losers were much bigger than my winners. Good morning, James. And so that, that's why I'm red. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I don't know why it's not showing my trades. I checked off show trades, apply. It's not showing my trades for some reason. Is it showing them on the 5-minute? No. I don't know why it's not showing them, but I'm actually going to, let's see, export to file. I'm going to export them to TraderView so we can look at them in TraderView, which is what I use to analyze my trades. You should all be using something. You don't have to use TraderView, but you should use something because honestly, that's like the best thing I ever did. And I just learned how to back test. Just learned about that. I had heard about back testing, but I wasn't sure exactly how to do that. So yesterday I learned how to do that. And I'm curious, does anybody on here back test? I learned that I can do it in Thinkorswim using this on-demand feature, and that I can apparently. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. I was like, do I have to restart? Maybe I should do that. All right, let me try that. All right, so I will log back on. Let's see if that works. So let me pull it over here so I can put in my very secret password. Let's see. Yeah, but I'm curious if any of you backtest. I have heard that it's good to do. And I learned that I can use the on-demand feature in Thinkorswim to do that. So I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like you can try to retrade the things that you okay, now it's showing up. Thanks, Aligos. Yep, there you go. Now it's showing all my trades. All right. I was like, okay. All right, so I've had, let's see, let me take a look here. Trades. Okay, so I had 2 red trades and 2 green trades, but of course the red trades are way bigger than the green trades, so I'm red. This is my classic problem. I mean, I didn't hold, well, on one I think I held a little bit past my stop, but I was experimenting with a different kind of getting out of the trade. I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm just not holding my winners long enough, but I need tighter stops and I need to hold my winners longer. Of course, very important. But not a lot seems to be popping up today. This seems to be the big game in town. All right, so now this is, again, why I'm really like trying to spend some time, looking at these things because, okay, I drew a trend line, trending down. Now it's consolidating sideways. So now I'm looking at Oops. So I did get a trade when it bounced off this level of support, okay? But it didn't come back up nearly as high. And then it popped up again to this level. So this might be the new level of resistance. But this is my big goal this week, is to really identify levels of support, levels of resistance, and really kind of understand the price action relative to that. Yeah, I'm curious. So I learned about backtesting yesterday. I am going to give that a try. Some traders seem to be absolutely adamant that backtesting is the way to get better. Like 100%. You have to backtest. I mean, I analyze all my trades every day. And of course, you guys can see that because I post it in my recap. But all right, so let's see. Is it going to bounce off this level of support, or is it going to keep trickling on down? I mean, to me, this is the backside of the move, so I wouldn't be holding for like it to break high of day at this point unless it breaks this level here, 141. Then I might think it's going for high of day. But I think this question about backtesting is a potentially good question for a poll. Let's see. Let's ask, how many I'm doing a poll here. All right. I just created a poll about backtesting. So I'm curious how many of you do that. I'm just learning about it and learned about how to do it in Thinkorswim. So you know, is backtesting just like, I mean, here, right? Wayne and I were talking about this would have been the obvious place to get in hindsight. This was the first pullback. Of course, I got in after the second pullback. So now here, because I was creating the poll, I missed this, but I think this is too late to get in because according to the video that I watched yesterday, I think his name was Oliver something. He said that it retraces 25% of the time, 9 times out of 10, 90% of the time. Oh, let's see if it breaks. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Very interesting. OTLK. OTLK. Let's look at that. Okay. Oops. Outlook Therapeutics wins FDA appeal for Lytenava, plans BLA resubmission in June. That's great news. All right. OTLK. It is hard to borrow on Thinkorswim. There's a lot of shares. A lot of shares. OTLK. A lot of shares. So it broke this level. I might get back in if it breaks 141. Or is it going to bounce off that level? Is that going to be resistance here, or is that going to be the new level of support? This is the stuff I'm really watching today. And it looks like, oh, I was going to say resistance. Interesting. 38, 139. Big order for 29,000. Oh, 34, 135. 3. Oops. Okay, I just scalped a little trade off of that pullback. IQST. I will check that out. Let's see, bullet flag pullback. Okay. IQST. Sorry, I was thank you. You know what I think helped is what I did. This is what I did. I was looking for the breakout after this little pullback here, which it did go a little higher. But because I'm kind of on the back, maybe it's like a recovery back up to high of day, but I said, all right, this is what I'll do. I entered the trade and then I actually put in an order for it to sell at like 2 or 3 cents a share. And then I was ready to flatten the order if it dropped below my stop. And that way, if it popped up temporarily, it would catch 2 to 3 cents a share, but I was ready to flatten it. And that kind of worked for me. I've done that twice now today, or maybe 3 times, and I kind of like that. I know it's capping my winners, but it's sort of the opposite. Instead of setting a stop and then letting it run, I'm setting a cap and then ready to flatten. I guess it's just the opposite side of the same thing, but got to try new things, right? Okay, so IQST. And now I know that I can back test it. Let's see, let's look at IQST. Ooh, look at this. Okay, so they announced successful commercial launch of high-margin digital services in cybersecurity, digital health, fintech, and AI-driven enterprises. That all sounds good. Pull back pretty far. Let's see. Hard to borrow. They've almost made a round trip, though. YMAT seems to be the lesson of the day for me. Start calling my trading the lesson of the day. But now, I really thought that after this pullback, it was going to make a run for high of day. I really thought it was, but I wasn't counting on it. Oh, okay. Earnings, yeah. Oh man, yikes. Ouch. Let's see. I'm going to take QTLK. Oh, I mean OTLK. That was on there for a while, but look at that. That just never really came back. Oh, look, it's popping up though. So, according to the strategy I was watching yesterday, like, what was his name? Oliver something. I subscribed to him on YouTube. I'll have to go look and see what his name is. It was Oliver Villas. And he had this strategy that I thought was really interesting to basically retracement. So if he was saying that this will retrace no more than 25%. Well, 90% of the time. I was like, okay. I thought that was really interesting. So let's see what else is going on. Wow, YMAT is just really the big thing happening, even though it's not a big thing happening. Now, this is interesting. It's kind of stuck at this level. It's pulled back. Now, these are things I'm noticing. Here, resistance became support, and now it's broken through that level of support. Is it going to head back down here? These are all things I'm really starting to kind of clue into. Oh, it broke out when I was looking at the scanner. But now I'm thinking that this is going to be resistance. Possibly. This would be a good one to back test, right? Because I could go through, click this on demand thing later, and I can come back to YMAT and try to trade it all over again. I guess you can trade it like you're in the simulator. Let's see, how's TSLL doing and Tesla? Has the SpaceX IPO been scheduled yet? Okay, so they don't have a confirmed date. Market reports and underwriters are targeting an initial public offering debut on June 12th because they filed an S1. All right. But I'm sure this is affecting I'm sure it's affecting, what do you call it? Tesla, right? It must be affecting Tesla's price. There's just such a buzz about it. And yeah, Russ Cameron, he had a whole video on it. And he explains like what's so different about it and why he will be trading it. Really interesting. All right. YMAT is still kind of like the only game in town, but so now this is what I'm really starting to see. So now this was support and now it's resistance again. These levels were, I was just really distracted by, you know, all the other indicators. You know what I've really noticed though, that since I took all the indicators off, you guys pretty much mention the same ones over and over. Like I'll have people say, oh, it's below VWAP or it's above the 20 EMA. So that gives me a clue as to what you guys are putting on your charts. All right, so now it's heading back down to this level of support. I wonder if it'll bounce off of that again. I don't keep my P&L up because I have other stuff in that account. But right now, I've only traded, here, I've only traded YMAT today. So I'm red $20.49 on that right now, right here. But I don't keep my P&L up because I have other stuff in that account still. Once I've sold off everything in that account, then I'll be able to put my P&L up and it'll be accurate, but it's not accurate. So I don't, yeah. But right now I've had 5 trades, 3 small green trades and 2 larger red trades. So I'm red $20.49. But I'm trading with small share size, Evan. I'm trading with, oh, here we go. Might be bouncing up off of this level. I'm trading with 100 shares, and what I started doing is if I have a red trade, I scale down, and if I have a green trade, I scale up, but I'm only trading with 100 shares max until I sort of hit certain criteria. I'm a new trader. In order for me to go above 100 shares, I'm going to have to be more consistently profitable. You know, I'm not consistently profitable yet, and I'm going to have to be over like the last 20 to 25 trades. I'm going to have to not have any daily loss, max losses, and not have any major stop violations, and be consistently profitable. So it might be a while till I'm up to 150 shares. I was trading with 500 and I had to drop it down to 100. At one point I was trading with 1,000 shares and I was having good luck. So I thought I knew what I was doing. It's funny how that works. Funny how that works. All new traders, when they have a run of luck, they think they know what they're doing. But this has good news though. Hard to borrow on Thinkorswim, right? So really, this is all I've traded today. I haven't traded anything else. And I'm mostly trying to analyze price action, support levels, resistance levels. I'm sorry if I'm yelling. I feel like my ears are blocked from allergies. At least my eyes stopped watering. I'm looking at support levels, resistance levels, and trend lines. That's my big thing right now is what I'm looking at. And just really trying to identify price action based on those levels. If you want to hear more about my weekly goals, you can check me out on Substack. I post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays over there. And what I'll do is, well, this week I only have, so I posted yesterday about what my weekly goal is. And then on Wednesday, I always check in, tell you how it's going. And then on Friday, I give you like a little recap, like, this is how it went this week. This is what I'm going to work on next week type thing. But I do set a weekly goal. I feel like that's helped me a lot. It looks like, so one of the things I did last week was I was really focused on level 2 and tape reading, and it looks like the tape has slowed down on this. You know, things are moving a lot slower on YMAT. The tape is definitely moving more slowly. There's a big order here for 27,000. I mean, honestly, one day I actually took level 2 off, and to be honest, I didn't even miss it. I didn't really miss it. But yeah, it feels like things have really slowed down here. And you can see that. Look, it's consolidating right here around 125. Look at this. Okay, just a little scalp trade, which is what I'm trying on the back side of the move. So, And I'm curious if it's going to see this as a level of resistance now, which, so I have to come up with a name for that. I think it was Oliver Velez. I watched one of his videos, and I think he called it a retracement. I don't know what I'm going to call it for a setup, retracement setup. So that was a tiny green trade. So I'm not just continuing to scale up if I get green trades. I'm just going to stay at 100 shares until I have to see like sustained improvement over time. I have not had, this month, I've had an equal number of green and red days pretty much. So that's not good. So I have to see more improvement. So I scalped a little trade here. I'm wondering if it's going to break this level here of resistance. And I drew this trend line because I think if it breaks over the trend, it might be headed back up. But so in his video, he talked about like a strategy to scalp on the backside, which sounded a lot like what I'm doing on the front side of the move with bull flag pullbacks. And I was like, oh, that sounds like the mirror image. I actually did a video yesterday that'll come out, I don't know, in a week or so. That I scheduled, because I always schedule content for my non-trading days. So I did a video about this and talked about how it sounded like it was the same thing on the backside of the move. But he was saying that when you have the trend is going down and you have a breakout on that 60% of the time it goes up 50% of the last move, and 90% of the time it goes up 25% of the last move. I was like, oh, so that's a scalping strategy that I might be comfy with. So interesting. I drew this trend line based on these 2 points, and look at this. It just tapped that level, which is also this level of resistance. It's crazy. I was so distracted by all the other things I was looking at that I wasn't really looking at these fundamentals. I'm finding this very fascinating. All right, so now I'm only down $19.12. That was a little scalp, but what's interesting is, thank you. What's interesting is, yeah, thanks. Well, it was a scalp trade, but what I like about this strategy is that it's allowing me to get some little trades on the other side of the move instead of me sitting there and being like, and I have to wait for something to run up. You know, this is like another way to look at the price action. Right now, I've had 6 trades and 4 have been green. The problem is that my 2 red trades way outsized my green trades. So I'm still red on the day. Yeah, and I think that like this has been really helpful for me to see what Now I'm looking, is it going to bounce off of this level again? It's definitely not moving as quickly though. 25, seeing all green on the tape. Big order on the ask, 25,000. Look at that. 25,000. A lot of buying at 125. It's a big order that has to get eaten up, right? Someone's trying to sell 24,000 on the ask at 125. The nice thing about it going slowly is that I can actually see what happens, right? A lot of buying to happen at 123. I mean, at 125, 23,000. Look at this, 23,600. This isn't even moving. So does that mean there are hidden buyers and sellers? Oh, 24, 24, 23, 6, 22, 9. 22,000 at 125, 23,000 at 125. Just kind of hovering there. 124 to 125. That big order, let's see, we still have an order for 23,000. And look at how many orders are on there for 125. They're trying to sell at 125. There's an order to buy for 15,000. This is interesting. It's going at a speed where I can almost see what's happening. Yeah, look at that. It's just literally just right here between 124 and 125. Not going anywhere. Hi, HG. You're painting your room. Ah, that's awesome. Nice. Well, welcome for your little break. What color are you painting your room? I need to know. So, honestly, all I've traded today is YMAT. I'm red, but I've had 4 green trades and 2 red. The 2 red were much bigger than my green trades. I took a bunch of scalping trades. But I'm looking for a bounce up off of 125. But look at this. There's an order for 23,000 sitting here at the top of the ask. So that's what we're up to. But let us know what color you're painting your room. So it's really just kind of hovering here. These huge, this a ton of people trying to sell at 125. Up, oh, did they take the order off? Nope, it popped back on. Oh, wow. It hit 130, but it didn't pick up my order. Oh, it did. Okay. So I scalped another little green trade. Okay, so why did I pick 130? I'll tell you. So this is what I did. I've done this a couple of times. I bought for the breakout, and then I actually set a sell order for the top, which I know caps my winners, but I figured if it pops up and catches that level, because my thought was that was about 50% of the way here. It broke out, and I was going for 50% of the way to the top of the next move. And so I scalped another little retracement. Okay. And that was green. Okay. So that was my thought process on that. I was like, if it pops up, I'll capture, 2 cents a share. And again, I'm not trading the front side of the move. If I'm trading the front side of the move where I know the momentum is going up, then I'm going to let it run more. But I'm on the back side of the move, kind of. And so I was looking for a little breakout here just to scalp a trade here. I'm slowly chipping away at my red day. It's improving my accuracy for sure, but it's more than that. It's that I'm learning something. I think I actually am learning something today. So the price of learning, right? My red trades are the cost of my education. The price of my education. So yeah, all right. I've done that. I did that here and I did it here. I went for the breakout. It looks like it's trying to do the same thing again, but there was so much happening here between 124 and 125. It was like crazy. I felt like it was just a matter of time before it broke out or dropped. I guess this is like, so I guess this here is the new level of support, right? This 124 is the new level of support. High of day is pretty far away, guys. I don't think that's happening. I don't want to be a negative Nelly, but I mean, what's good about this is the tape is moving slow enough that I can actually watch it and catch things. Natural Hessian. It's a shade of cream, maybe more soft beige. Hopefully we'll be trading tomorrow. Ooh, that sounds very peaceful. All right. Well, I hope you get a lot of painting done. That sounds like a very peaceful shade. And it's good that you're being productive. That is awesome. I have like gardening and land. I have yard work to do later. I have to mow my lawn. All right, so now we're kind of hovering between 127 and 128 here. This looks like, I mean, I'm not an expert in algo trading, but this looks like maybe algo trading. Oh, it broke out. Nope, for a second, 129. Okay, I guess I scalped another little breakout there. And again, I kind of put it halfway, thinking that that was like the higher potential for it hitting that level. I don't know what I'm going to call these little these little scalping trades, but I'm just chipping away at my red day. Honestly, this isn't a bad strategy. We'll see what happens at market open. I haven't really seen much yet. This here, I'm not an expert, but is this like algo trading? I mean, this is like a really obvious channel of like price action, huh? Yeah, so for those of you who are just joining, hello, welcome. I am red on YMAT, but I'm scalping my way back. I'm trying. I had 2 red trades. One was a false bull flag breakout, and the other one was a bounce off support that rejected and broke support. So I got stopped out on 2 trades, and now I'm scalping little green trades to try to scalp my way out of the hole. And one of the things I'm practicing today is learning about levels of support and resistance and drawing trend lines. This is my goal for the week. So and what I've done several times is I have entered the trade, set a put a sell order on the for like where I want it to sell, and then I'm ready to flatten the order if it drops. And it's popping up and catching my orders. So that's working out pretty well. I don't know. Does anybody else do that? All right. But I still have quite a ways to dig myself out of this little hole here. Oh, it looks like it might be popping up again, possibly. Yep. But I didn't catch this one. Geez, not much going on today, huh? We're getting closer and closer to the PDT rule change, right? I used Thinkorswim on Charles Schwab, and I think they are making the change on June 8th. So then at that point, I'll have to switch over to a margin account, I guess, in order to be able to take advantage of it. So, well, I'm glad I didn't buy this one because it didn't really hit support. It's kind of like it's not coming all the way down to 125 again. It's kind of creeping up. Been a very educational day though. And you know, honestly, guys, on Friday, you guys helped me figure out a strategy instead of timeouts, which worked at first and then became crazy stressful. Now, if I have a red trade, I go down, I cut my shares in half to 50. If I have another red trade, I go to 25. If I have another red trade, I go to 10. If I have another red trade, I go to 1. And then I can just trade at 1 shares indefinitely and do minimal damage. Yeah. Margin is scary. I won't, I wouldn't, I'm not going to trade more than what I have in my account, but I think that's the only way to, that I guess the funds still won't settle overnight, unless I switch to a margin account. But yeah, I wouldn't trade more than what I actually have in my account. Does that make sense? It would just be for the settlement, not for the margin. I'm afraid to trade on margin. I'm afraid to short. um, yeah, it's just kind of staying right in this range. And I got a few scalping trades here. 1, 2, 3. But now it broke over 133. It tested this level, which it did over here. But will it stay above that level, and will that be the new level of support? That's what I'm looking to. That's what I'm kind of working on this week, is like looking at levels of support and resistance. So right here, we've had this level of resistance. It tested it. It popped up to 136 like it did over here, but is it going to stay there? I think it's going to break over. Okay, I got another little scalping trade. So it broke over. It broke. Oh, wow. Oh, is it going for high of day? If it goes above 141 and goes for a break of high of day, I might. Okay, 143. 140, 139, 138, 139. Got in too high. Okay, so I went for a break over that level, and I got stopped out with a red trade. So now I'm going to reduce my shares to 50. Okay. Wait, am I still in it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Didn't flatten my. Okay. I guess I was still in it. Well, that's kind of funny. Well, I guess it was green after all. Okay. That was embarrassing. All right. So for some reason it didn't flatten the trade. All right. Well, that was kind of a mechanical failure that worked in my yes, leverage. That's what I mean, leverage. Well, leverage is borrowed money, right? And margin is, what's the difference between margin and leverage? I don't want to use leverage. I don't want to borrow money. Um, okay, so let me take a step back here. All right. So that was a trade that kind of went bad, but somehow ended up in my favor. Yes, I don't want to borrow money. That's not my style. But I do want the funds to be able to settle immediately, and I think I have to have a margin account to do that. So right now I'm trading in a cash account. Obviously, you can see I got to take some of this money out. And then I will be, I'll just take, have less money in my account. That's what I want. I want margin, but not leverage. I'm not going to use more than what I have available. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So, but you have to have a margin account in order to trade with unsettled funds. But you don't have to use more than what you have. So, for example, when the PDT rule goes into effect, right? Let's just say that I reduce my account because right now I had right now I have 11 grand in there, but I usually have like about 10 grand in there. And um and when I'm done with what I have, my settled funds for the day, I'm done, right? Which I very rarely get to that point with 100 shares. But that's because my funds don't settle till the next day. But with the margin account, they'll settle. I can use unsettled funds, but I don't want to use more than what I have. Well, no, with a margin. Well, okay, so I'll have to do a video on this. This is a good question because now that with the PDT rule coming up, a lot of people are probably going to be interested in this. I wish that they offered an account where you could trade with unsettled funds, but you didn't trade with leverage. Leverage is like, I think it's 4 times leverage. So like if you have $5,000 in your account, you could take a trade for like $20,000. I'm not doing that. That's not happening. But if I take a trade that's $5,000 and then I sell it and I make $550 and then wow, this is going for high of day, guys. Hold on. Wow. Okay, so now we're trending back up. It did pull back. Where's high of day? High of day is 166. I'm thinking there's going to be some resistance at 150. There's 29,000 shares, 31,000 shares, 32,000 shares at 150. 151. Okay, I scalped another trade at 155. So high of day is at 166. High of day is at 166. So this is quite a leg up. So now I'm looking for a potential, well, that's a micro pullback maybe. Yep, there you go. Oh, that was high of day. It's breaking out over high of day. Oops. This might be too extended. Might be pulling back. Yep. One 164, 163. Oh, this is where I got too emotional. I got too excited. It broke through high of day. I think I just gave back everything that I made. Oops. Why is it not taking my... Okay, I'm out. Well, that's too bad. All right, so now, oh my God, why am I in for so many shares? Wait a minute. Whew. I just kind of freaked out for a second. All right, so I don't know what I just did. I will have to go back and watch. I did something really bad there. I don't know what I just did. I'm like sweating. But I'm red again. I don't know what just happened. I have to go back and watch that. That was crazy. Oh, 27 cents a share. Good job. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but I screwed something up really bad there. That was emotional and confused, and I don't know what I did. All right, I got to regroup here. So, whew. That's too bad. I was doing so well, and it's like one trade. Ugh. All right. So let me take a look here. You entered the candle at 54, 141 here, and you exited it at 59. Awesome. That is a good trade. So you got, after it broke out here, you got in. That's awesome. Right here. That's a great breakout. That top wick candle exited at 59. So let's see, 59, 59, right here. 58, 59, right here. That's awesome. What? I'm going to be honest. Right now, I'm not sure what to trade on this. That really threw me for a loop. That was an emotional decision there. I got in at a bad time. I got really flustered, don't know what I was doing here, got out too late. All right, so that one was breakout over this level. Let's see if it breaks high of day, or if that acts as a point of resistance. Oh, there was a big order at 184. So now I'm going to say this here would be a level of support. That's what I think is the next level of support. 34, 30, 25,000. Yeah, I think it's going to go. Well, on the daily chart, there's a window up to like 234, but of course, we're coming up on the regular market hours. Am I willing to kind of hold on through that? $170 green, $170 red, $170, $169, $170, $170, $169, $170. There's a big order for $170 at 42,000. $168. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. 20 cents a share. I'm out. All right, I'm going to reduce my share size. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I lost it. I feel like I had it. Yeah. Yeah. When it went below the bottom of this candle here, I was like, I'm out. No, I just got out. I was like, when it went below this candle, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to try to ride it back up. Feel like I had a grip on it for a while there, but now I've completely, I don't think I'm still in it. Am I? Shoot. Am I still in it? I thought it didn't catch my order. Okay. Oh, guys. I've had a lot of issues with, yeah. Well, I'm reducing my share size now. All right, I'm just going to take a quick break and put my trades over to Trader View. It's like I've had a lot of good green trades, but my red trades have just way outweighed my green trades today. It's like, ugh. And it's keeping me losing. So I've had a lot more green trades, but my red trades have been way bigger than my green trades. One, two, three, four. So I've taken 15 trades and 4 have been red, and they've been way, way, way bigger than my green trades. So the scalping is working, but when I'm having a red trade, it's just way too big. Way too big. This last trade was dumb because I just got in. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. All right, so yeah, it broke this level here. And once it broke that level there, I was like, I'm out. All right, let's try to rebuild from here. And we're almost at the market open, so I'm curious to see what'll happen at the market open. Yeah, I had a lot more green trades, but my red trades are way bigger than my green trades. Way, way, way bigger. So this month, my accuracy has been horrible. Today's red. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green days, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Today's red. That makes 8 red days. That's like bad. I feel like I lost my mojo. All right. So I have a little tea left. There's something happening. At least I've got tea. Yeah, so it did break high of day. All right, so let me regroup here. Hive day. Take this off. Seeing all the trades is really cluttering it up for me. I'm going to take that off. All right. Just look at the price levels. I feel like that's a little easier to see. All right, that's a little bit easier to see. So I'm in the hole, guys. I'm red. I'm down 40 bucks on YMAT. At one point, I was almost break even again, and then I gave it all back on just a few red trades. My red trades are killing me. This seems like a really good candidate for back testing because I did all my trades on the same ticker. So now that I'm aware of this on-demand feature on Thinkorswim, I'm going to try this later on today before I do my recap. I'll do some back testing. Do you guys back test? I'm curious. I'm really, really curious. Let's see. I'm going to check the poll. I put a poll up. No, that's useless. One person answered my poll and they said, no, that's useless. All right. Hey, that's helpful to hear. I don't want to waste my time. So if I were going to do the retracement strategy, this, I could have scalped a small trade here, but I don't know. I'm kind of like mad because of my last couple of trades, my 2 red trades. I'm mad. All right. So I'm just going to look at my trader view here. Yeah, it's like I took 15 trades, 4 were red. And that accounts for, that's why I'm in the hole. 4 bad red trades. But now I'm at 50 shares, so hopefully I can't do that much more damage to myself here. Let's see what happens when the market opens. So I just, I've heard about it. Back testing, I guess, is going back in time and on Thinkorswim, you can click this button here. It says on demand, and then you select a ticker, right? And then you select a date and a time. So I could say, I don't know if I can. Okay, so I can't back test today, but I would have to look at something, say Friday, right? I guess I won't be able to look at today's trades until tomorrow, but you can go back and you can replay the ticker in real time and then try retrading it to see I guess if you can trade it better or if you should have traded it differently. It's trading in a simulator, but with what really happened in the past. I guess if that makes sense. All right, so it broke this level of support. It's really running down now, huh? So yeah, I keep hearing people say, you got to back test, you got to back test. Honestly, I thought it was the same thing as analyzing your trades for a long time. And then when I finally figured it out yesterday, it turns out that it is trading in a simulator in the past to see if how you could have traded something better, differently. So I'm wondering, oh, good luck, everybody. YMAT. Guess that's a gap and go, right? But I really kind of capped it. Yikes. YMAT is still the only game in town, huh? Oh, wow. Okay. Let's look at Tesla. Oh, TSLL. And Tesla. OTLK is still in the running. Is that QTEX? I'm going to take this out. OTLK. IQST. Oh, it halted going down. Ew. Yuck. Halted going down. Ugh. That stinks. Let's see. ARTL? No. YMAT halted, right? Going down. Ooh. Yuck. Hmm. CPSH halted up. Oops. CPSH. Wow. For those of you who feel comfortable trading in halts, this could be a real opportunity. But that's not my thing. I'm terrified of halts. I've made a lot of money in halts, but I've also lost a lot of money in halts. So, I'm NTS. CODX. That looks really choppy to me. ASPI. Huh. This looks interesting. Hard to borrow. A lot of shares. These allergies are killing me. Interesting. It has good news. YMAT is out of its downward halt, but this broke high of day. So I was kind of looking for a break of 7. $99, $98, $97, $96. $689, $690. Seems to really be hovering around 690, 691. $95, $96, This is why I end up getting huge red trades. Now I'm at 50 shares again. This is why I'm ending up getting with huge red trades. This is so frustrating. But when it broke this level of support, I was like, yeah, I got to get out. Even though it's probably going to go for a breakout over this. But I'm at reduced share size. So that's crazy. I'm just totally off my mojo today. All right, I reduced my share size again. I thought that was a bull flag pullback, but I guess not. So now if I'm really going to look at, patterns of support or resistance, to be honest, at this point, I don't really see anything clear. I thought it was going to break 7 for high of day, but clearly not. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been burned in halts. I've made a lot of money in halts, but I've been burned in halts, big time. Yeah, I don't know. This one, I don't really see a clear levels of support and resistance, I don't really see it. So I guess that's a sign to not trade that anymore. Same thing with YMAT. Like, I'm not seeing it now. So I guess I'll just sit with my red day and, you know, it is what it is. This is clearly making a breakout for high of day. But now my confidence is just gone. Like, I feel like there we go, high of day. It broke high of day. Okay, so I got a little like scalping trade on that. That was a high of day breakout. Trading a lot today, but I'm not doing any better for it. All right, so here's a level. It broke over that level. Will it bounce off of here for support or go through that level? Oh, there it did. It bounced off of it. But then oops. Yeah, I think I don't have it today. All right, guys. I don't know what my deal is today. I don't have it. So maybe I'm over trading. I don't know. I think I might be over trading for sure. But in any case, I think that's it for me today. I have zero mojo today. You know, I had just enough wins to keep me going, but I just kept digging myself into a hole. Yeah. All right. I'm out for the day. And I will post a recap later. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is learning, right? It's okay, Aligos. Like, I think I learned a lot today, but I think I overtraded for sure. And yeah, we'll just see. I felt good earlier, but then it just felt like a mess after the market open. All right. I will post a recap later, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's do it all over again.